Good morning, YouTubers. This is Phil McPhail. Today we're going to look at two tracts of land in the town of Prentiss. One's 150 acres, the other's 230. They're abutting tracts and they can be purchased together for a total of 380 acres. They're on Route 169, which is what road we're on here right now. And what makes them kind of a unique situation is we're not too far from East Grand Lake, one of the state's largest lakes, and also the Canadian border with New Brunswick. So let's go for a ride, take a look at these properties together today. And if you're coming up here to look at property with us, you should download the MAPRIGHT app, which is what this is. I'm looking at this on my tablet right now, but with a GPS-enabled tablet or your everyday smartphone, you can use the GPS function of that to show you where you're at with the boundaries, approximate boundaries, overlaid on either this topo map, or we could also do aerial photography. So right now we are right here. This blue dot that's kind of flashing here, this is my location. I'm at the very start of this property. The 150 acres here is a kind of a triangle shaped piece. This being the road frontage here, it's got considerable amount of road frontage. We'll post that in the map below. This is has a small wetland here, some pretty good moose and deer habitat there, and it goes up onto predominantly hardwood area, and we're going to drive in and take a look at that next. So this is the beginning of the land here in Prentiss, the 150 acre section. This is our frontage along Route 169 or AVERILL Road. It's all to your right. Here's the frontage. One of the nice parts of this land, or one of the nice features of this land, is boundary lines. Everywhere I've gone on it, except for the line that we're going to have to create to separate this into two parcels, is all painted red. So it really makes knowing you're on your own land really handy. One of the cool things about the town of Prentiss is a lot of this property out here used to be farmland, and here's an apple tree that's just right out here in the middle of the woods. Can't really see any remnants of a farm, although there probably is one here somewhere. And this is just one of many trails on the property. You can see, and this was timber harvested a while ago, but it's really growing well now. Coming back to some nice regeneration. This particular area, there's a little bit of pine and spruce fir. There's an old meadow right in here, starting to grow to alders. This could be cleaned up, bushed out, made into a food plot, or maybe even be better if we had a building site here for a little cabin. Nice dry spot. Lots of game sign running through here, game trails. As you can see, there's still some nice timber on this land. This is nothing that has been clear cut. So yeah, as you can see, that clearing we just looked at is located right here. And if you zoom in more on this, you can see that that trail we were just walking on is shown on the map and continues off into the woods to even larger timber tracts behind this property. Now we're located right about here on the topo mapping. This is the road frontage again on Route 169 or AVERILL Road. And we're going to take a ride in on this. One of the features of MAPRIGHT here is we can select the track log, and where the topographic map doesn't show this road, it does show on the aerial photography, but we can map this road out pretty easily by just running the track log while we're driving on the road. I'm out of the truck now on that road that we're going to drive in on, but wanted to see where we were located here on the highway. This is a very quiet, well, it's a county road, but it's a pretty quiet road. And then turning in here on this access road, that's where we're at. There are power lines out here on the road. Checking in to see whether or not there are usable lines. If you don't hear that in this video, by the time it gets online, remember to ask. Okay, driving in on this road. It's a pretty good, solid gravel road. Hasn't been used for a while. I think this was probably harvested 5 to 10 years ago, the last time it was harvested. It's growing back nice. Those who like upland bird hunting for grouse and woodcock, this would be a really nice lot for that. Look out through the windows here, you can see all that young hardwood coming up and plenty of cover for birds. Now the road has ended right here, and you can see that the track log has drawn this this road up to where I'm at, located right now here at the little blue diamond. I'm going to save this track log, and that will load itself up to the interactive map so you'll be able to see this online. This is the end of that road we saw on the map, and kind of wanted you to see how this was done. They harvested this in strips. There's a strip there. They left a big buffer of trees there, and then another strip, and another big buffer of trees, and another strip. And you can already see that the trees in those trails that they cut where they harvested timber are starting to grow back. Small hardwoods are growing in there, raspberry bushes, and some other softwood trees are starting to pop back into those trails. I would say that this could be harvested again in 10 years, maybe less. They've left a lot of spruce fir, pine that they didn't harvest, and some smaller hardwood. Well, I know you want to get out and actually take a harder look at this property with me, so hey, I'm working, but it's bird season, so I'm going to bring the old trusty 410 shotgun along for the walk. Let's go walk this property, take a look at some of the timber and some of the trails on it. All right, we're back in from where we parked the vehicle at the end of that tote road, probably 300 or 400 yards. Looking at some beech trees in here, a little bit of everything, some spruce fir, hemlock, beech, maple, some nice sized spruce right here. It'll be your next crop of spruce studwood, and a lot of beech in here, beech nuts. Really thick in the trails. If you're going to effectively bird hunt this, you probably want a dog with you. Nice piece of recreational land with that future timber sale component to it. This is a pretty good example of how this property was harvested. You can see this trail here in front of me. A nice big wide section of trees, pretty well left untouched. Opened up the canopy here, let some sunlight in, some new growth coming in. And then on the other side of the trail, the same thing. We've got a heavy canopy over here. Pretty dense forest land. They didn't get in here and cut anything, just right along the edge of the trails. And as we get in here, you're gonna see a nice mix of, so this is actually a pretty good softwood stand. We got a spruce, hemlock, balsam fir. And it's pretty good ground. You can actually walk through here. A little thick. Some of these younger trees are starting to die out from lack of sunlight. There's a nice big hemlock in here. Absolutely excellent deer hunting land. You know, maybe better deer hunting here than upland birds. But you can see that this has not been clear cut. People are always concerned that, you know, maybe there are no trees on the property we're looking at, but you can see pretty nice forest still left in on this property. And we're still on the 150 acres. How nice is this, folks? This software, like I said, invaluable tool. I know where I was all the time. I wouldn't come out in dense forest or big woods like this without a compass, but you get the right software and you're working with the people that know how to use it, you can really do a lot. And this is right where the boundary line should have been. That map was created by working with the landowner's forester and the tax records for the town. We're really able to lay this out and come right to within 15 or 20 feet of where the software shows us this line to be. And here it is. Blaze painted red line. I'm no surveyor. You always want to double check things with a surveyor, but this is pretty good evidence, and it's been here for a very long time. Now we're standing at the beginning of approximately where the 230 acres will be divided off from this 380 acre tract. If you're out here on your own, look for these 2 pieces of orange ribbon, not far from the crest of a hill right here on Route 169. And again, this is very similar forest to what we saw on the 150 acre section. We're going to drive along the road front here, and we'll take a ride in on a couple of interior roads. All right, turning in on the first of a couple of roads that run onto this larger tract. This is we're in the beginning third of the 230 acre tract. And you can see that this is a similar road to the last one we were on, gravel road. It's ditched. It doesn't have a lot of gravel on it, but it's a decent road. A little muddy in the spring and fall, so if you're going to build in here, you'd have to gravel this surface. But you can see, you look out the window here, we've got a lot of hardwood trees coming, birch, beech, maple, some yellow birch in there as well. This first road comes into the nearly the high point of the land. We're in here around almost 700 feet of elevation. No worries of flooding here, other than we've had 5 inches of rain this week, and the road's a little wet, but other than that, it's in pretty good shape. This high point is mostly hardwood back here, and you know, it's well stocked with different age classes of hardwood. This has been very well managed land. Getting towards the eastern side of the lot now, and there's one last road that goes in here, and that's about all there is of it. It goes into what used to be a yard for logging. This was quite a few years ago. Most of that brush pile is rotted down into the ground now. The side of that hill right there would make a pretty nice building site, and we're right here on the maintained road. Okay, so that's the end of the 230 acre parcel of this 380 acre total package. I'm going to give you a tour of the area here a little bit, some of the service towns around. The town of Springfield is nearby, and Springfield has a post office. It's got a small grocery store, gasoline. It's not a major town, but it can get you by for a pinch. The town of Danforth, we'll go check that out as well, and Danforth has got a grocery store and a health clinic and a bank. And then East Grand Lake, we're going to go over and look at that, because one of the appeals of this area is that major body of water, deep, one of Maine's largest lakes. So we'll look at that too. And if you like this property, you want to take a look at it, give me a call at 800-286-6164. And at the end of the video, give us a like and subscribe if you want to get notified. Ring the bell. Have a great day, and let's go look around at Danforth and East Grand Lake.
The Prentiss land is located about 12 miles southwest from Danforth, Maine. Danforth is a small town in northern Washington County. The population is under 600. This small service town has a grocery store, health services at the East Grand Health Center, banking at Machias Savings Bank, a hardware store, and a gas station.
Well, about a 30-minute drive from the property brings us to the Greenland Cove boat landing on East Grand Lake. East Grand is a lake that separates New Brunswick, Canada from the state of Maine. Somewhere in the middle of the lake is the US-Canadian boundary. And as you can see, this is one very, very large lake. It's well known for producing some really big lake trout, landlocked salmon as well. Great smallmouth bass fishing, and people travel here from all over to be guided for smallmouth bass fishing. Snowmobile trails come out here in the wintertime, and you can hardly see the other end of it. It's so far down there. It's a beautiful clear water lake, real gem. One of the nice parts of being in the Prentiss area is you're close to this lake. This is an exceptionally good boat landing with a concrete ramp, hard bottom, deep water right off the ramp. So come check this out. You're over here in Prentiss, you might as well come to Danforth and then drive over to Greenland Cove.
Springfield, Maine is located about 12 miles southwest of the land in Prentiss. This small town of about 400 residents is home to the Springfield Fairgrounds, the local ATV and snowmobile club, and Smith's General Store. Thank you for watching our videos. If you want to be sure to see all of them, please like and subscribe to our channel and hit the bell to be notified every time a new video launches.